Alright, Elite 3 here, and today's video is kind of a by request, but we're going to add in some different topics, stuff that I've covered in the past, and maybe a few new things, but just kind of a brush up on proper shipping etiquette, and ways to store cards, how to break Beckett and PSA slabs, something I've done in the past, but people want to see it again, and it's fun to do. So first, this is how I currently go about finding cards to slab. So this is my lamp. I think I've shown it before in the videos, but it's just a $40 lamp from Staples with like a 75 or a 100 watt bulb, and I'll try to tilt the camera up. So when I'm trying to grade, so it all depends on the sets. So let's talk about some of these sets first. So sets are different. So you're looking for different things when you're looking at various sets. So for instance, here's an 82 Fleer Johnny Bench. It's kind of a card where it's not a refractor. Obviously, it's from 82, and it's not, and it's got white borders. So the amount of chipping you're going to see is very minimal compared to like a set like 1990 Bowman, where there's more chipping on it, even though it is white bordered. On the back, on that blue, you get some chipping. But for a card like this, the main things I'd be looking for would be centering and corners. So that's kind of the things I would focus on. This is my, it's a Carson. It's my loop. I got this from Staples too. It was only like 10 bucks, and it does a great job. When you have all three of these lenses working in unison, you're at about an 8.5 magnification. So just kind of take a look at your corners when you're doing this. It's kind of hard to show what I'm doing on camera and not get the reflection, but take a look at all your corners. Go on the back, you know, look over each corner. I mean, this is how you find the dings that you can't see with the naked eye. So that's just a couple different kind of cards. Now when I'm dealing with chrome cards, the first thing I always look at is surface. So this is a Jameis Winston, and first thing I'll do on these is just slide it out like this. I try not to touch the surface of the card, because then you just get prints on it. So I'll just kind of grab the card. First thing I'll do is take the cloth and just give it a nice wipe down. You can do front and back, but I usually just do front. I don't know why. And then I just kind of tilt it like this, so the lamp's putting off light, and I'm also tilting it. So I'm getting all the reflection, and I can see if the card is scratched or not 100%. With the naked eye, you can miss some of these things. So this is actually a card that's going to go off to PSA because it doesn't have scratches. And same thing, take your loop and check all your corners, your edges. It looks like it's centered pretty well too. So this should be a 10. And then put it back in your case. You can elect to use the card savers. I think I have one handy over here. Let me see if I have one. But yeah, so there's this and this kind and this kind, and these are the small ones. I don't know where my bigger ones are, but I tend to like both. These are the smaller ones, and they're good for you know, just like thin paper cards like this. And then when you get thicker cards, there's the ones that are about this tall, and I think they're about the same price, but these are a great option for grading. I used to use them a lot more. Right now I just use top loaders, and it seems to work fine. I just tape them in at the top, and I think they don't annoy PSA too bad, because with this tape I'm using, you can just take your nail like this and just go like that, and it breaks apart very easily and pull your cards out. So it's about the same time getting the cards out as the card saver, in my opinion. So this is a Judge base chrome, and kind of like the refractor, we're just going to tilt it and look for scratches, and go on the back side and look for dents that are hard to see with the naked eye. So I mean, it all depends on the set that you're looking at. The sets are so different, and some sets you can't even hardly decipher centering. Like this card, I don't really see how you decipher the centering too well on this. It's a Prestige 15, but a card like this, yes, it's very obvious. You have the two borders, and that's what you're staring at here. So sets are just so different. Like this card right here is all white borders and corners, so you're not too worried about chipping. You're more worried about dents and corners pushed in. This is a Manny rookie, and then here's a couple more refractors. So on these you'd be focusing on the surface. So I'd say newer cards focus a little more on the surface and the refractor, because newer cards tend to be more shiny, and older cards, like here's an 88 Vermont Griffey, you're kind of looking at the center and the corners, and this is obviously all centered, but it's just some different things to keep in mind when you are grading. Just the sets are so different. And now we're going to go over to the other side of the desk and talk about some more things. Alright, now let's talk about shipping. So this lot came in the other day, and this is the package. Okay, that's great. And this is how the cards came. So they're in like, let's put the camera down a little. They're in, what is this, like tissue, not tissue paper, but like the stuff that's in a shoebox when you buy new shoes. But that's not the problem. The cards aren't protected at all, and they're just loose. So to me, this is just lazy, and I don't know if it's sheer stupidity or just pure laziness. So this is how you ship a lot of cards. So for this Frank Thomas lot, you have some options. You have team bags or graded card holders. For a bigger lot like this, you know, I would opt for this sleeve. Just fits more cards, won't be as tightly compressed, and then seal your cards up. If you want to take it an extra step, you can go like this. So sometimes I'll do this. I'll try to push it all to one side and then fold and tape. That just gets the cards. They're all in there nicely, and they're not in their own soft sleeves. Well, some are, but if you were shipping cards that weren't all in their soft sleeves, like this stack of flare cards, they'd be somewhat protected, a lot better than just sending cards loose. And then people have done these examples, and a lot of people know how to do this, but get some cardboard and kind of make sure the cardboard is a little bit bigger or thicker than what you're sending, so the cards aren't exposed at all. And then I like painter's tape, because the other type of tapes stick to the cards and it can just be messy, but painter's tape is clean, and it allows the collector that bought the cards to get their cards out safely. So this is how I ship a lot. I really haven't had a problem with it. They're compressed very nicely, and there shouldn't be too much movement during shipment. If you want to go an extra step, you can ship the cards in like thick top loaders, like 180 to 197 PT, and just put like, I don't know, 8 to 10 in each top loader, and that's like going the extra mile. But for low-end lots, this usually works fine. The cards are protected. So that's just a shipping tip, just something that's kind of irked me lately, just getting these lots in and they're just shipped so poorly. I don't know. Maybe it's something collectors should think about when they're selling cards. And then there was a viewer that wanted to see me snap some PSA and Beckett cases again. So I've done these in the past. Let me get some soft sleeves for this. Okay, we've got the soft sleeves. So I've honestly had this tool for same exact tool for 7 years now, and it's just a Husky pliers. It's got like this, like the edges are kind of like angled. They're not just flat. The flat ones don't work as well. So this is kind of something you want. These are like $10 at Home Depot or Lowe's. So the way you get these out is actually become pretty easy if you've done it before. But this is just a PSA 8 Peterson. I don't really want to snap this, but I'm just doing it for demonstration purposes. So you just take your pliers. I've done this before, and you just put it right in the middle. And you got to apply a lot of pressure when you're doing this, guys. You gotta really get into it, and it'll snap right down the middle. It looks reckless, but the way it snaps, I've done it before on camera, it doesn't hurt the card. And so now, and sometimes you'll get a little stick at the top, and you can just take like your scissors and cut that label. That's what's keeping it together. So your card's out now. It's perfectly fine. You know, it's still in 8 condition. And just throw it into a soft sleeve. So the key with that is apply a lot of pressure so you get a nice clean break. If you get like a half break, it could end up damaging the card, and I had a problem with a card. I did that too a couple of weeks ago. So just apply a lot of pressure, and if it's a really valuable card and you haven't done it a lot, I would just stay away from it. But for the most part, you can get away with doing it. So here's a price of your card, and I'm going to get another tool out for this one. Okay, so a Luck Topps Auto from 2012. It's an 8.5. I don't know. I don't really want to snap this too bad either, but I want to do the demonstration. So it's an 8.5, and we want it out. So same concept. Get your pliers ready. Apply a lot of pressure. And that one broke pretty good. So it looks crazy, I know, but the case has to break first. It can't hurt the card. So that one came out really easy. And then just cut your top out. Take your hand and push like this. Push it aside before you try to pull the card out so you don't hurt the card. Push at the bottom a little, grab your sides. Where's my sleeves? So I guess I'll send this in a PSA order or something. I don't know. So here's a Luck Topps Auto, and this is perfectly fine. And let's go on to the next demonstration. So that's how you snap out cards. And if your card didn't have a clean break, a flat pair of pliers like this can help push up some of the corners of the slab to get it loosened. So that's just another tool that you might need to keep in mind if you're doing this type of stuff. That was loud. The last thing I want to talk about was just these puppies again. I've talked about them before. I'm just a huge fan of them. And let's just pull out this Judge card. So you can use these perfect fit innovation sleeves for cards that aren't graded too, to give your cards a little cleaner look. Put your card in. It just looks so clean, and it's protecting the case so it's not scratched up, and the overall presentation is much better. But I like to use these mainly for graded cards. So there's the jersey swatch, which are a little thicker, and then these are the standards. So we'll just do a standard card. And the jersey swatch ones, they don't fit quite as good, in my opinion, as the regulars, but they still fit pretty good. So, I mean, these just fit like a glove. So this is a Brady Mint 9 medallion. It just looks so clean, and your case won't get scratched up now. So I would invest in some of these if you want to protect your cards and have a nice, clean look to the slab. Let's see if I have a thicker card. I got it. And then here's an example of what they look like in the thicker sleeve. So here's a jersey swatch, Michael Thomas. Let's put it in. Still a nice fit. It looks great. It's just a little bit looser. And I'm just kind of being really particular with this just because the way this fits is so impressive. So that's all I can think of right now for some tips and tricks, but I'll get some more stuff up later.